Hey guys, welcome to another episode about SQLite. So in this episode I'm going to explain constraints, and in this episode I'm not going to deal with primary keys and foreign keys. That is the subject for some other episode. So now I'm going to create one data table, and by the way I'm going to describe every constraint. So now, first thing that we are going to do, we are going to type create table, and let's call it test. Of course, semicolon at the end, and don't forget parentheses with table name. First field is going to be ID, it's going to be of type integer, and first constraint that I'm going to describe, it's not null. What not null actually means that you cannot left this field blank, so there must be value in it. So that's all, really simple to describe. Now unique, what unique means? Unique means that you cannot have two fields in this column with the same value. Every single value have to be unique. Comma, at the end we are going to declare our primary key, and of course I'm not going to describe that feature in this episode, as I said. What auto increment actually means that every next value in particular column is going to be bigger by 1. Now I'm going to create first num field, is going to be integer also, and here I'm going to introduce check constraint. What check constraint actually is? It's a kind of question, it's a kind of test, and if you pass this test with your values, database is going to accept this entry. If not, you are going to receive an error. So now I'm going to test first num value if is greater than 10. So in this way, whenever you enter first num value, take care that that value is greater than 10, else insert or update statement is going to fail. Now first text, of course of type text, and now I'm going to show you default. If you use default statement, you are going to provide value within a parentheses. What default statement actually is? So if you for some reason forget to enter value into first text field, database is going to use this default value for it. And now I'm going to use check again, and now we are going to test length of first text. If that value is greater than 5 characters, this check text is going to be valid, else you're going to receive error. And now I'm going to describe another constraint, the last one, collate. What collate actually means? With this constraint, you could tell SQLite in what way to treat strings when it comes to comparing two strings. There are multiple ways to do so. You could compare two strings as binary values. You could compare them without key sensitive feature, or you could actually remove additional white spaces. So if you use binary, In this way, this string is going to be transformed into binary value and then compared to some other string. If you use no case, this means that this string is going to be turned into all small characters and then compared to other string. And if you use rtrim, this means that white spaces on the right side are going to be ignored. And for this purpose, I am going to use no case like this, then comma, and now second text, of course of type text, and now I'm going to check, is this first text not equals to second text. What this means? Now we are going to make test, and insert and update statements are going to be valid only if these two fields differ in the same row. And now collate to no case, comma, and now I'm going to run this statement. You see, everything went well. Let's check our data structure. You see, we have our table, and now we are going to test all of these constraints. I'm going to use insert statement, insert into test, and we are going to insert values into first num, first text, and second test values. And now I'm going to use value 5, hey, and hey. And now I'm going to run this statement, and of course we got an error. So first num must be greater than 10. So if I type 15, and now first text must be greater than 5. I'm going to type hey. And once again, first text must be different than second text. And now I'm going to add number 2 in here. And if I run this statement, now everything is fine. Let us check with browse data, test, and of course we have first field, first num 15, hey, and hey 2. So this is all for this episode. If you like this content, please subscribe and see ya.